Pete Sampras is off to a very strong start again. 4 games to 1. 1 breaker serve. Courier will serve after this. 4 games to 1. Sampras, 1 breaker serve in the first set. The number 1 taking on the number 4 seed in this tournament. Davis Cup next weekend. And our super Snoop Brian Williams, who's also the producer of our show, claims that he saw Todd Martin limping pretty badly because of that injury that he had to his foot. But apparently you talked to him last night. He is planning to play singles for the USA in the Davis Cup alongside Jim Courier next weekend here on ESPN.
I saw him in the locker room just after our Legends match last night, Cliff, and he had it all taped up. I asked him how he was, and he said, oh, it's a little sore, it's a little tender, but it will be okay, and I will be going to India.
Brandenburg and McEnroe will play doubles. 4-1 Sampras. This is about the best known face in South Florida these days. Good Morning America. She was on this morning.
Huge, Stephanie Flaherty. Boris Becker was getting kicked around by Andre Agassi, and he got so frustrated at one point that he handed his racket to this girl, and she went out and played a point with Agassi, beat him for 1 point, and she's been doing talk shows ever since, Frank.
Been on the front page of the sports down here in the Miami Herald.
Getting nibbles from Hollywood. He's going to be on Geraldo next week.
Nobody is talking about it, but Agassi got a terrible call on the serve.
Yeah,
when she won the point.
Yeah.
15-all.
Finally, he stops the rot. As we say, he had lost 13 and 14 the last points before Courier finally got himself back on the board.
He started off so well, winning his opening service game. Well, he was robbed then. Not too much margin for error on that forehand, and it hit the top of the tape and bounced out wide. Had it cleared the net, it would have been in comfortably.
It's so hard to get a short ball off of Pete Sampras. So that was bad luck from Courier, because he could have had a nice swing at that.
15-30. There's the man who really did the whole thing. He was ATP Tour. It wasn't called the ATP Tour at that time, but he was the executive director of the ATP. And when he left that position, he said, I'm happy to leave, guys, but I want to take with me the right to a tournament. And he created this championship out of that story.
How's his wife, Marilyn, sitting next to Butch?
And it is the best tournament outside of the Grand Slams, this Lipton Championship, in this new stadium.
Very important stages for Courier here. He served 2 double faults to lose that last service game. If he were to go down 2 breaks here, the confidence level would go.
Courier with just a little look there at Pete Sampras, his friend. They used to be actually very good friends. Remember a story, and in fact he tells it like this. Courier said that they used to have some great times together, and they were at the Malibu Grand Prix racetrack in Florida one time, and one point I'm sitting in the pit stop, and here comes Pete whipping around the corner, and just as he gets me, he does a 360-degree spin. He says, I'm nervous, but he was grinning the whole way. He's got this Batman grin, you know, like the Joker, whose mouth comes up at the side. That's really pretty funny. They are not as good friends anymore, but they've had a long history together.
I honestly think that's one of the great problems of tennis professionals. They don't have friends. They're agents. They have agent friends. They have coach friends. They don't have real friends.
Four-two Sampras. Sampras hit it, and it was going long, wasn't it? Sure looked like it from here anyway. But he had the open court, and I think he figured he had an easy forehand volley, but he just missed it. Let's see if that hits it.
These fellas have played so many times against one another. A good defensive lob, very high, but not very deep. But Courier anticipates where this one's going. He's over there to tee off on this two-hander, and this is not a difficult shot, but the sun may have made it more difficult. I think it might have gone out, but Courier gets the point.
Boy,
missed it, so that's 30.
Yeah, two loose points from Pete. That bounce overhead he really could have put away, and now he got a little loose on that one too. This is a real good-looking chance for Courier to bring this back on serve.
That's out.
Just on his forehead that he missed on the first point. Remember it, because it has turned this match around, or will if he doesn't hold on here.
He's played a sloppy backhand. This one he just tries to slice and get it back in, and as soon as he hits it, he knows it's going to slide wide.
Break point. Talking about friendship on the tour and one thing and another, I thought Butch Buckle had something interesting to say yesterday, and he was sitting alongside the legends who are playing here as well, and he said, well, what were the differences, somebody asked him, between those days and now? He said, now it's like two corporations playing against each other.
It's awful. Yep. That's exactly right.
And also, I feel that when years ago, when we travelled around, you had your friends, you couldn't afford to take the entourages, the girlfriends and the family as they do today.
Sampras saves another one. It's still break point for Courier, with Sampras serving from the unkind side sunwise.
The odds, Cliff, even when you're down love 40 on your serve, the odds, if you talk to the odds makers, are still with the server. They're still 6-4 with the server. And if you've got a serve like Sampras, well, you know, you get out of a lot of these situations. Very important now for Courier.
There you go. Boy. His first ace of the day, exactly when he needs it. Threatened 3 times with break points, and there it goes again, that one down the forehand side.
A real downer for Courier, that, isn't it? Oof. You have 3 chances, and now it's deuce.
Those tennis players know those odds, though, and when you're looking down the barrel of a Sampras serve, it's tough. You get an opportunity, you must make it pay.
Sampras has only been broken twice this whole tournament.
And that's a sign of a champion. The great ones, Gonzalez, Newcomb, Ash, when they were down, they just knuckle down. And that's what makes them the best.
ball change.
Pete Sampras made it look easy after he had saved